Welcome to Orlando Attractions Magazine, the show.
The final show of 2012.
Of 2012.
This week, we're celebrating that the world is still here.
And what better way to celebrate than to look back on all the best moments in history.
And by all the best moments in history, we mean all the best moments in theme park news during 2012.
That's right. It's going to be a little bit different show. No segments, just a look back at all the great stuff and stuff that has gone away in 2012. So party on.
This week's show is brought to you by MouseFan Travel, an authorized Disney vacation planner. Let them plan your next trip at no extra cost. For a free quote with no obligation, visit mousefantravel.com.
Filmed among the aisles of the happiest store in Florida, the show comes to you from Theme Park Connection, where you can buy, sell, and trade theme park items. Visit their warehouse right here in Winter Garden or online at themeparkconnection.com. Welcome to this week's episode of the show. I'm Banks.
And I'm JL.
Well, we made it. We survived the apocalypse. Now, how did you fare during the peril that befell us last week?
Let me tell you, it was rough.
Yeah.
I slept through the whole thing.
Yeah, you did? Well, guess what? Wake up! We've got a lot to cover here. We've got a whole year to cover, actually.
Eek! So much to review, so little time.
Yeah, well...
Where shall we start?
I think January seems like a logical place, don't you? Always the beginning of the year.
All right, if you insist on logic.
All right, well, in January, the big news was that the Jaws ride closed down for good at Universal Studios Florida. I was sad about this because Jaws ride was one of my favorite rides. It was one of my goals as an actor to work at, and now I can't do it anymore because they closed it down.
Why? What was so special about this ride?
Because, well, you never rode Jaws?
No, I didn't get my Universal pass until October, I think.
Jaws, think of it, it was like you're being thrust right into the movie. You're on a boat tour of Amity, and the shark attacks the boat, and the skipper, the skipper is basically like you're an actor. You act out the scenes. You're shooting a gun at the shark, and it seemed like a really fun ride to work at. And I knew there was a couple of people that worked there too, and I miss it, I really do. But it's okay, because that's the rumored place for the Potter expansion, so it's gonna work out. That's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm glad something's gonna appease you.
Yeah,
for
well,
its loss.
we were there too for the final voyage. Our producer Matt actually got to be on the final voyage, the last boat ride.
Oh wow.
And got great video of it, and it was truly an emotional experience.
Oh yeah? Well, let's take a look.
Amity 6 to base, come in base.
This is base, you're cleared for departure, Amity 6. Have a good trip.
10-4, time to start, we're 20 We're off, well, good afternoon, welcome aboard the Captain Jake's Amity Boat Tour is the best! I can't believe this, what happened, Amity 6 to base! I don't know what could have done this except
I'm on my way, I'll be there in 10 minutes.
That's what I was thinking. Where is he? All right, hang on, folks. We gotta go for it. Oh boy, that thing is disgusting. But really worse than it. Man, what a night.
What was that? Where the heck are you?
Base.
Brody, are you all right?
Chief, this is Amity 6. Hold the Marines! We're coming home!
in January, Jaws might have been put down, but over in Busch Gardens, they actually opened up a new animal care facility.
And that place is really neat. I got to be there for the opening, talk to Jack Hanna. It was a great deal. It was nice.
Very, very cool. Well, over on iDrive, Titanic the Experience added some new artifacts to their exhibit. Most impressive was a piece of the actual hull from the ship.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, well, speaking of big deals and hauling, President Obama hauled himself over to the Magic Kingdom in January as well.
That was a huge deal to have the president in the Magic Kingdom doing a speech
Gave a
about
speech
tourism.
right there in the middle of Main Street, USA, about his new tourism policy.
Yeah. Seeing the pictures of that, it was kind of cool to see the seal of the president, his podium right there on Main Street in the backdrop of the castle, and it was kind of surreal. It was really neat. I liked it.
Well, speaking of surreal, the new exotic driving experience opened up at the Richard Petty experience at Magic Kingdom
over
in
at the
January
Raceway.
as well. Yeah, so is the new driving experience, how is that versus the old traditional driving experience?
The traditional one's still there, and that's basically you're driving a NASCAR race car. This one, the exotic driving experience, you're driving these kind of like exotic cars, like I want to say Lamborghini. Also, I can't think off the top of my head exactly the types of cars, but kind of like a Lamborghini, those kind of exotic cars, and gets over like 200 miles an hour. You can take that around the racetrack there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, while Richard Petty was testing new cars on its track, the Magic Kingdom was testing something of its own. Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom exploded onto the scene with testing in January.
Yes, and that's when I started collecting those cards, and it kind of reminded me of collecting cards as a kid, like with Pokemon and that kind of stuff. And I have all 70 cards now, plus the special cards, and it's really a fun game to go out and play.
I think it's safe to say that collecting these cards became a craze among Disney fans nationwide, not just the locals. We saw auctions for them going up on eBay for like outrageous amounts,
Yeah.
especially those last 10 that you have that I don't have.
I'll tell you one thing I do have that not a lot of people do have is the special cast member commemorative jumbo card from the grand opening. I had a friend of mine who had an extra, and he let me have it. So
I hate you. We're fighting.
oh no. Well, before we get into too heated a battle, let's go to February. February saw a brand new version of the Blue Man Group show debut at Universal Orlando. Have you ever seen the Blue Man Group?
I have not.
And not a lot of people have, and I never saw it before this update, and we got to see just about half of the show, all the new stuff, and it is funny.
Giant, we want to do for reading what texting has done for driving.
DigiMirror. Pass in front of the screen to see your virtual reflection. Digitizer. Pass behind the joypad screen to digitize yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up and shake your booty. Shake that thing.
That was the first time I've seen him in person, and so I highly suggest everyone go see this show because it's pretty good.
Have to make a point of it in 2013.
Definitely. Now over at Magic Kingdom on Leap Day, February 29th, they were open for a full 24 hours to celebrate the Leap Day. Were you there any time during that 24 hours?
I had to work. Real life gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah, it does. I had to work too, but I tried to be there from I think 9 p.m. till 6 a.m. and I didn't make it until 2-3. Like I had to leave. I was too tired. I don't know. Some people were able to stay the whole 24 hours, and good job. Like I couldn't do it.
Props to you.
Yeah, exactly.
February continued to be a busy month with Busch Gardens opening its new Iceploration show, the First Lady visiting Walt Disney World and doing the platypus dance, and changes being announced as coming to Kilimanjaro safaris at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Also, Walt Disney World started to enforce fast pass returns times. They were really cracking down.
Oh, that was kind of a bummer for us locals, because we would just
Definitely
get a
the
fast pass in the
bane of-
morning and go back at night. And,
Definitely the bane of our existence.
and now it's like there have been many times where I get a fast pass and then I'd go do something else and I completely forget, and I go back and I'm like, oh no, I can't do it anymore. I can't ride.
I confess that's happened to me more times than I can count as well.
Yeah, slowly getting used to it, but at the same time, not getting used to it.
Probably about the time that we're going to get used to it, they're going to bring about Fast Pass Plus anyway, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, so there's still so much changes going on. I mean, speaking of changes, in March, Spider-Man changed over at Universal's Islands of Adventure. It was upgraded to this new 4K high-def 3D technology, new graphics. Like they completely reworked the animation to make it more lifelike, and it is phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. Very lifelike, I have to say.
Have you spotted the Stan Lee cameos?
Yes, I did, actually.
It's Stan Lee. He's always cameoing in everything, so it's perfect that he's in the ride now, too. Storybook Circus also opened for the first time with the One Dumbo, and the Grey Goofini and Train Station also opened as well in March. The second Dumbo was still being put together at that time, but it was the first time that guests were able to step foot into the Fantasyland expansion.
It was an exciting time. I remember taking my kids there. The Barnstormer had been missed by my family for so long, so it coming back, new theme and all, we were so excited.
I was excited for the new train station. That was such a beautiful train station.
I
Finally
really feel
have
like
the
that-
Fantasyland train station again.
It looks better.
It does.
With the circus theme around it. It's definitely just visually stunning. So much more visually stunning than Toontown was.
Yeah, that whole area of Storybook Circus is just fantastic. I always love going there. I'll just sit around and just take it all in. And my fiance works there too, so that's always a big plus for me to go see her over there and see everything. It's great. Now, also over at Universal City Walk, they opened up their brand new Hollywood Drive-In mini golf course. Now, that one, it was the first time Universal has ever had a mini golf course, and it's themed to sci-fi and horror, like 1950s type thing. And I've played on one side. Have you gotten to play any?
I haven't, but I've walked past it countless times wishing I could do a little putt-putt.
Putt-putt. Putt-putt. Yeah.
That's
Putt-putt's
how I
always-
do it.
It's a fun family sport. I love putt-putt.
Well, also in March, the new Disney Fantasy cruise ship launched. Legoland Florida opened fresh from Florida Greenhouse. The CSI Experience opened on iDrive, and Walt Disney World added free Wi-Fi at the resorts, later to also open in the parks and downtown Disney, much to the
needed,
rejoicing
yes.
of fans everywhere.
Much needed, especially for us bloggers that want to report something or get video up quickly. Wi-Fi helps us out big time.
Amen to that. Like I said, there was much rejoicing.
Much.
Yay!
All right, now moving on to April, Turtle Trek opened at SeaWorld Orlando. Turtle Trek was the first attraction of a big 3-attraction announcement they made back in 2011 to open up. There was this, plus the Freshwater Oasis, and then Antarctica, which is still to come.
Such a precious attraction.
Turtle Trek is great.
360 dome ceiling that you
and it's
have
all
the movie
3D.
projected on.
You feel like you're there in the ocean.
It's very effective in trying to get you the viewpoint of the baby turtle that hatches out of the egg and just kind of looks up at the whole world around it, and while you follow it through its journey in life.
And the soundtrack is fantastic. I'm in love with the music of that attraction, and the fact that you're even updating it to this day. Like, there's been times I go in and I see new animation, and they're constantly working on it. And it's the turtle habitat area is also fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just great. I think it's a great addition to SeaWorld.
Not only that, but I'm a big fan of the theme that it carries, the conservation and the everyday hero, environmentalism.
Yeah.
It's just so very prominent in that attraction. And it's definitely a cause I kind of come up, behind. So, yay, Turtle Trek.
Definitely. Now, over at Universal, they debuted their brand new Universal Cinematic Spectacular, 100 Years of Movie Memories projection show with water fountains on the lagoon there.
For 100 years, the spirit of imagination has thrived, illuminating dreams that have always been universal.
This is our lives we're fighting for. I'm not happy.
Well, just go on. He put me in prison. Love's gonna bust me out. Is this heaven? It's Iowa. A little bit. But
Ciao. Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is.
Universal Pictures. 100 years is just the beginning.
This show is a much needed show for Universal. They've really been lacking in the nighttime show offering there. The Universal 360 show was, a lot of fans hated it. It was very lackluster. They rarely performed it, and now this one almost nightly show. Oh, it's so fantastic.
Did it just blow everyone away?
Oh, it blew me away. And Mike Aiello, the creative director at Universal, who created this show, I always tell you, Mike, you did a fantastic job. I love this show as a movie fan. It's just so cool to see all these movies from Universal's 100-year history represented, and with the film scores, it just gives me goosebumps every time I watch it.
So April was their month. April was Universal's month where they stepped it up.
Yeah, and I'd say, April and this whole year, 2012 has been Universal's year. And we'll talk more about that later. But over at Magic Kingdom, the Orange Bird made his return to the Magic Kingdom, to the Sunshine Tree Terrace.
He sure did, didn't he?
He did.
They had that big meetup in Adventureland, and all the merchandise was reintroduced. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought that a little orange bird would have been so missed?
Well, he's such part of Walt Disney World history, and the fact that he came back, and Disney seemed to really listen to the fans and be like, oh, the people love the Orange Bird, let's bring him back.
He
And
definitely was a very nostalgic character.
Oh yeah, and the citrus swirl is probably one of my favorite treats at the Magic Kingdom. I love that citrus swirl.
And let's not forget how crazy everyone is over those little cups.
The Orange Bird cups,
The
yes.
Orange Bird cups.
Yes, I think we had one on a show this year
Yes,
sometime.
we
one,
did.
one of our mugs. So I love the Orange Bird.
Well, later on in April, Disney held the world premiere of Disney Nature Chimpanzee at Downtown Disney. It also debuted the Avenger Rail,
Ah, the Avenger Rail.
which doesn't roll off the tongue quite as easy as the Tron
Tron
Rail,
Rail,
but
right.
is equally as cool.
Uh-huh.
Also in April, FastPass Plus testing began.
And now FastPass Plus has been introduced.
Yes,
so.
it's coming even closer. And also, the Vision House opened in Epcot. I have to say, I want to live in this house.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Seriously.
How cool would it be to live in that house at Epcot?
Well, the one thing I like about this house is that, different than its predecessors, it's stuff that is available that you can actually get in your house now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the companies that works with it is Green Builder, I believe. And so this is something that's doable currently. Whereas before, they always had these houses that the things were either too expensive or they were impractical or they were
technology,
something
yeah.
from the future, wasn't even current. So I love that this thing opened up in Interventions.
Oh yeah, if you ever in there, stop by and check it out. It's worth it. Now in May, a big opening for Legoland was their brand new water park. It was announced when they first opened Legoland Florida, and in May of this year, it finally opened.
I was there.
Added more stuff. I didn't get to go to the opening. How was it? I've never been to the water park.
It was very exciting. They did this whole thing with, very big beach balls in the air. And
Oh yeah, the
stuff.
world record for most beach balls thrown up in the air.
Yeah, it's a lovely water park, very colorful. And they do their best to put the Lego stuff in there. It certainly is a very family-friendly place to be.
Oh yeah, I hope to check it out. I love the build your own raft, lazy river.
That was clearly my favorite part. It was just so distinctly Lego. Granted, the water was a little cold, not my favorite thing. JL and cold water don't go together.
You don't want to go
gracefully.
swimming right now?
No build a raft for me right today. But anyway, but you get in there, you sit on the raft, and you float around. All these big Lego things are, floating by you. So you do your very best to reach out and grab the Legos without capsizing, which I almost did more than once. And you kind of build your Lego raft and you float down the river in your Lego watercraft. I thought that the concept itself was just really good, and like I said, distinctly Lego. That was my favorite part.
I hope to check it out sometime. Now, there may have been an opening in May, but there was also, sadly, a closing.
Oh, it was so
in May.
sad.
Snow White's Scary Adventures, a ride that has been at the Magic Kingdom since park opened in 1971, closed on May 31st to make way for the Fantasyland expansion.
I'm more in this a little bit.
Yeah, it was, it's a classic Disney attraction.
It's really hard when we have an attraction that's been there since the park's opening and they decide to take it away. Just the ones that have been there from the beginning, I always hope that they make it, and we're losing them one by one. Snow White was a biggie for me.
I guess it's just, like Walt says, you keep moving forward, and that's part of, Disney is always changing, so that's just part of it. I'm sad too, but it's to make way for the Fantasyland expansion because we're getting a whole new Snow White themed ride.
This is true.
It's going to get a whole new area for Princess Meet and Greets where Snow White's Scary Adventures was, so that's something to look forward to next year.
Yes, true.
Now, also, another one of the openings at Disney, instead of a closing, was the Art of Animation Resort.
Breathtaking resort.
It started opening in phases in May, with the Finding Nemo phase opening first.
I was there for that as well. When they just, opened up the Nemo rooms, I got to actually stay in one. And, they're just beautiful. The colors, the theming. In my opinion, it's clearly the best value resort on property as of today.
Yeah, I still have yet to stay there, but I've walked around that resort many times.
You must. Everyone must go at least once. That's my rule.
The Cars section, it's like they took the Cars land in California and they put a little bit here in Florida. I've heard that the Cars section was designed by the same Imagineers that designed Cars Land, so it's kind of like an extended part of Cars Land.
Yes, it really is kind of like a little mini Cars Land. You walk through and you really feel like you're in Radiator Springs.
Yeah, I hope to get to stay there because I've been inside the room and I like the one bed that comes out from the wall.
The Murphy bed.
I love that. I love how that works out. That's pretty cool.
Can I just tell you,
Yes.
and then we'll move on. I know we need to move on.
That's fine.
But the Murphy bed in the Nemo rooms comes down, and on the headboard, they have a painting of Nemo and Marlin in the, and I can never say the word right. I want to say anemone, but is it anemone? Anemone?
I don't know. I'd say we just watch Finding Nemo and find out. Now, over at Universal, they debuted something else. They also debuted their brand new Universal Superstar Parade. Now, this is something that they've also been missing for a while too. Is a good day parade, and this helped alleviate that problem.
Does this one make the cut, Banks?
This one makes the cut. In fact, and I think it makes the cut more because not only do you have the day parade with all of the floats, but throughout the day, each individual float will come out on its own and do a little mini show.
Oh, that's a very cool concept.
It's a very cool concept. And then toward the end of the day, they all combine and have a big parade.
I like it.
I like that.
Later in May, Merida made her debut at the Magic Kingdom. Tutto Gusto Wine Cellar officially opened in the Italy Pavilion at Epcot, and SpongeBob StorePants opened at Universal Studios.
I love that name, SpongeBob StorePants, and it's a really good addition to Universal. Once again, Universal, I'm going to say right here, this is my personal opinion, but 2012 was the year for Universal. They had so much new stuff. They announced so much stuff. They're really pulling ahead with what they're doing. Especially, I think ever since Potter opened up, they've just been like, okay, we're gonna do all this now.
Yeah.
So
it's
fantastic. I'm looking forward to all this. And this store, it's so cool because it's so themed to SpongeBob. You walk in there and it's like you're in the Krusty Krab, or there's SpongeBob's house. Squidward's house is in there. There's fake price tags in there, like Mr. Krabs is pricing stuff. Like you can buy this sign for $5,000, and it's really well. If you like SpongeBob, go check out that store. You can also meet SpongeBob and Patrick there as well.
Cool.
Now, moving on to the summer, in June, Agent P's World Showcase adventure started at Epcot's World Showcase.
Replacing Kim,
Kim Possible.
Possible's adventures.
Yes, yes. Well, I mean, Kim Possible it hasn't aired on Disney Channel in years, so I understood that they had to update that to a more relevant show, and what better show than Phineas and Ferb?
Exactly. I was sad to see Kim go. I have her as my ringtone, actually, the do
Do,
do
do,
do
do.
do. But if she had to be replaced, I agree. There was no better replacement than Agent P. Phineas and Ferb is a fabulous show.
I love that show so much, and I love how they were able to take all the existing technology from Kim Possible and retheme it to Agent P and his fight against Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
It did seem like a very easy transition.
Yeah, and it's such a fun game too, and they have new effects too. So if you played Kim Possible in the past, it's definitely worth it to check it out now because there's so much new stuff and new stories, and it's really, really funny. I enjoy it. Over at Storybook Circus, a new part of Storybook Circus opened up in June, the Casey Jr. Splash and Soak Station. Perfect for summer.
My kids are crazy about this part of the park. I mean, honestly, we will sit there probably at least half an hour while they just run through the water.
One of my favorite cartoons in the new issue of Attractions with the new Fantasyland on the cover. One of my favorite cartoons on the comics page is the family is under an umbrella hiding from the rain, and then the rain finally lets up, and the mother's like, "Oh, I'm so happy the rain lit up," and the kids are playing in the Splash and Soak Station.
If you are anywhere near that soaking station, you will get wet. I mean, I sit on the very perimeter of it, and I'm still going, "Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh!"
Is that how you're going?
Yeah, it's something
well,
like that.
there's a point where Casey Jr. like he's building up steam. I think I can, and then his
He just
the
has
engine
an
just explodes
explosion.
and the water just goes everywhere. And if you're not expecting it, like I jumped first couple times that engine exploded. So it's really a neat area, but the kids are just crazy around there.
Yes, they are. Well, it wasn't all about the Soaker Playground in June. The Highland Games also came and went at the Flower and Garden Festival in Epcot.
And that was based on Brave.
Yes, Freshwater Oasis opened at Discovery Cove, and the Characters in Flight tethered helium balloon ride at Downtown Disney was removed for a thorough inspection. It did later reopen, though.
Yeah, and that was because of something happened at the one in, I believe, Hong Kong, and they just wanted to take everything out all around the world and just inspect, make sure, and also gave them a chance to recover it and put new paint on it. It looks really nice now.
Better to be safe than sorry, and I'm
Exactly.
grateful for the change.
Exactly. Now, July, there's some cool stuff.
Hold on. We've reached the halfway point.
Oh.
So we need to take a short break. 2012 isn't quite over yet, so here's one more travel tip for something fun to do before the end of the year. This week's travel tip takes us to Gaylord Palms Resort for their ice attraction. It's widely known that ice is a stunning display of exquisite Arctic life-size sculptures, playfully themed after a new DreamWorks animation film each year. This year, it's Merry Madagascar, and you won't want to miss the excitement and thrill of the 4 ice slides. Most minds are so caught up in the anticipation of the exhibit, though, that they forget the temperature is only 9 degrees inside. Long pants and closed-toe shoes are required, and heavy winter parkas are provided by Gaylord Palms. But you'll be most comfortable with a few extras like gloves and hats, so don't forget to bring them along. However, if you find yourself caught barehanded and empty-headed, fear not. The resort sells both of these items in the ice gift shop so that everyone can appreciate the beauty of it without the bite. Tickets for the event can be purchased at the resort or online at christmas@gaylordpalms.com. Save yourself some money by purchasing in advance online. Ice and Christmas at Gaylord Palms activities end on January 1st, so don't miss this opportunity to create heartwarming holiday memories.
The next time you plan a Disney vacation, book with a travel agency that's been specifically designated as an authorized Disney vacation planner. Unlike some other agencies, many of our agents' exclusive knowledge of Walt Disney World can help you get the most out of your vacation. And the assistance of our travel professionals can help you get a customized Disney vacation that's just right for you, your family, and your budget. Start planning your magical vacation today by visiting mousefantravel.com.
Now, in July, can I talk about July now?
All right, if you must.
Okay. In July, Despicable Me officially opened over at Universal Studios. This ride replaced Jimmy Neutron, and wow, this ride is just, the story is so fantastic and heartwarming. I love the movie, and this is just a continuation of that story, and it has the same heart and comedy as the movie, and I enjoy this attraction.
That is what struck me about this attraction as well. I was at the opening myself with all of my children, and we had a fabulous time. My kids got to meet Miranda Cosgrove.
Oh, I bet they were excited.
Well, all of them were excited except for my son Miller.
Really? Why?
I know. Well, he was all into the opening events and the ceremony and confetti and everything, the dancing and stuff. And then the minute that the girls who did the character voices started to walk down the yellow carpet, he got real quiet and just, very reserved and started to slowly back away from the rope. I did not exactly know what was going on, but with each girl that approached us, I'd try to get him to talk, like, hey, this is somebody famous, let's, interact. And he was just like, no, he was not having anything to do with it. And I realized that this was not a case of being rude. This was a case of, this is a girl, and it's not only a girl, but it's a celebrity girl, like, he couldn't handle the situation. But
That's...
It all ended well because we went on the ride afterwards, and as you said, it's a fabulous attraction. The storyline of this attraction blew me away. I actually had never seen the movie before, so I didn't have that background coming into it. But within 4 minutes, this simulated ride made me want to just hug and kiss my children and just it really makes you want to bring about world peace. I don't know how that happens, but it does.
Well, they did a good job then. They did a very good job. You gotta be careful though. If Miller gets quiet and doesn't want to talk to female celebrities, you're coming up in celebrity status here. He's not gonna talk to you anymore.
Miller, just so you know, you will always talk to your mother in the story.
Now, also over at Universal, they announced that our partnership with Lowe's Hotels, they were going to open a Cabana Bay Beach Resort in 2014. This is something that they need. They have 3 resorts there already, but a 4th resort is definitely, a welcome addition to Universal. Give guests more of a selection of where to stay, and plus, this one's going to be more along of a value type resort where it's going to be a little bit more affordable than the 3 they have available right now.
I'm good with it.
I am too. So, and I'm sure tourists are very good with it too.
I think so. Later on in July, Whirly Dome opened up on iDrive. What the heck is Whirly Dome? Thanks.
I never understood what it was either until it opened up. And basically, it's kind of like a big arena. You're in bumper car type vehicles, and you're competing against each other by trying to throw a ball into a goal on the other side, but in bumper cars. And it looks kind of interesting. I've yet to go check it out.
That sounds kind of fun.
We should start up a team and conquer.
Team attractions.
Yes.
Meet you at the Whirly Dome.
Yes, I want to go check this out. All right. Now in August, Star Wars Celebration 6 was held at the Orange County Convention Center. And that, big, I think 3 or 4 day Star Wars centric event.
A very big stinking deal. Again, I was there for that.
I was there too, and it was so much fun to see all the people dressed up, see all the celebrities. And George Lucas was there too. He made a surprise appearance, and that was a cool deal.
It's working really hard. Hello.
Hey, man. What's your name? Oh, my name's Seth. I make a TV show for you.
So George Lucas, that was a big deal, and who knows? And the announcement months later kind of made sense. Maybe he was here in Orlando negotiating the deal for Disney to buy Lucas. In September, that was a big month for us because we basically had a new season premiere with weekly shows coming back.
Yes.
And JL joined us for the first time.
Yay, me!
And you did such a great job, and you continue to do a fantastic job.
Thank you. I love it. I've been so happy since September when I came on the show.
Good. We're so happy to have you. Now, over at Magic Kingdom, Periwinkle started meeting guests with her sister Tinkerbell inside Tinkerbell's Magical Nook in Adventureland. I love that little area. It's so well themed, and the fairies are just so cute. And I watch every movie, and I'm not afraid to admit that. Yeah.
Is this the part where we insert stories about you and fairies?
No, we'll leave that alone.
For another episode.
Yeah.
Well, later on in the month, Phineas and Ferb and You, a brand new reality, debuted at Downtown Disney temporarily.
Yeah.
Frank and Weenie Weekend was also held in Downtown Disney with the Walt Disney World debut of Jack and Sally.
That was a pretty big deal for people who love getting pictures with characters. Jack and Sally has only been doing meet and greets in Disneyland, and for the first time they were here at Disney World.
We finally got them over
and the
here.
lines were crazy for that because it was at Downtown Disney. It was basically free. You go free parking. You don't have to go to a park. So the lines I think were like 3-4 hours long to meet Jack and Sally, and I never got a chance to go see them.
They're important people.
They are. I hope this means that they're planning on bringing them back sometime in the future.
I hope so too. Obviously, the demand is here.
Oh yeah. Usually when Disney does those special meet and greets, it means that they're toying with the idea of adding them to the parks permanently. I know Phineas and Ferb did meet and greet in 2010, 2011 at Downtown Disney. That was the first time ever.
Now they're at the studios.
Now they're at the studios permanently. So who knows? Maybe we'll see Jack and Sally at a future Halloween party.
Watch next year's end of the year in review, and we'll let you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, SeaWorld's Makahiki. Did I get that right?
I hope so. Makahiki.
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 We're making it sound good anyway. Makahiki Luau Dinner Show closed in September after 30 years.
I never ate there.
What happened?
I don't know. A lot of parks are closing their long attractions and shows and restaurants and stuff.
I guess 30
It's all
years was
progress. It's progress, I guess. Now, October, Disney announced, like we talked about a little earlier, that they were buying Lucasfilm and that more Star Wars films would be made. Episode 7, 8, and 9.
enough. Definitely rocked the galaxy
This
when that
was
came out.
Huge news. I remember being at work and checking Twitter and saying, like, wow, I got a lot of tweets. What happened? Wait, Disney, wait, is it April 1st? What? I was like, and then I started getting like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The huge news. And
It was. Well, I think what was even possibly more shocking is there was no warning. There were no rumors. Nobody knew this was coming.
This just came out of left field.
Blindsided everyone.
Yeah. Because like I said, usually you'll hear little words through the grapevine, like, oh, this might be happening. No, this is nothing. It's just all of a sudden, bam, there it is.
Yep.
Oh. And it's welcome edition. I mean, Disney has bought Marvel, now Lucasfilm. Disney does a good job with the stuff that they acquire, and I expect this is going to be no different.
Looking forward to it.
Yes. Now, mermaids were added over to the Pirates of the Caribbean to tie in with their 4th film.
I'm still so excited about this. I know I'm being completely geeky, but I love the mermaids in Pirates of the Caribbean 4. And the fact that you now go in the boat and there's little mermaids that swim by you on, that one part. And on the one side, there's even like a flip of the tail where it looks like the mermaid's, flicking water at you with her tail. I don't know. I'm just totally into it.
And then the music, the song. It just makes it creepy.
It's so great. It's so fantastic. And I feel like it fits in unbelievably well with the attraction.
Agreed. Just fantastic addition to that ride to kind of tie in the movies more with the original attraction as well.
Mm-hmm. Also in September, Legoland celebrated its first birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope began meeting guests in Disney Hollywood Studios.
Go Wreck-It!
The Country Bears were given a makeover, and Epcot celebrated its 30th anniversary.
And that was a fun time. The merchandise for the 30th anniversary was probably one of my favorite merchandise ever for an anniversary event at Disney. Is retro 1980s. That's the kind of stuff I like, and it just brought back a lot of great memories of the old Epcot Center.
I actually missed that. I had one little pin from it though. You know those t-shirts that you get when your grandparents go on vacation that say, my grandparents went here and all I got was this shirt?
Yeah.
That's what my pin is like. Everybody went to the 30th celebration and all I got was this pin.
Oh.
It's okay, moving on.
Okay. Well, in November, there was a new projection show at Magic Kingdom, Celebrate the Magic. It replaced the Magic, the Memories, and You. And we talked about this in the past episode.
We did.
How much, we miss Magic, Memories, and You. And this is a great show, but lacks the story a bit.
Yeah, it definitely is a great show. Well worthwhile, but again, it is missing a little bit of something that the original one had. I think maybe it's just the personal touch, because in the first one, we had all of the photos from actual guests. It did make you kind of feel like you were a part of the story that was being projected on the screen. Now it's just the story of characters. It feels like a bunch of cameos coming in, but the special effects are outstanding.
I remember going to Disneyland in March and seeing Magic Memories and You on Small World there. And that's one of the things about this is like when they stopped doing Magic Memories and You, they stopped doing it here at Disney World and Disneyland, but only we got the new projection show. Disneyland doesn't have a projection show anymore. And that's kind of sad for them because it looked really cool on the Small World facade, and I actually got to see my picture on there, so that was a big deal for me to see at Disneyland.
I have to say though, I'm not surprised. I knew when they introduced this castle show, the first time, that we were never going back. This castle show will always be in Walt Disney World in some shape or form throughout the rest of history.
I can only hope that in the future they use this projection technology during the fireworks itself.
You can probably expect it.
I hope so. Now, over at Legoland, their Star Wars Miniland section opened up, and that Miniland section is amazing. It's my favorite part of Legoland, and now you add Star Wars. Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah. We got to see it a little bit when we were there for the tree lighting, and they got each of the movies represented, even the Clone Wars TV show, and it's truly is impressive.
It's amazing what you can make with a tiny little brick.
Exactly.
I never cease to be amazed by it.
Lego is just awesome.
Brick by brick. That's how Rome was built, right?
Yeah.
Apparently Miniland too.
Well, it wasn't built in a day, so it takes time.
Yeah, time. In November, we saw the Space Shuttle Atlantis make its final journey at the Kennedy Space Center.
And that was an emotional experience because we were both there for that event, and it was just an end of an era.
It was. And we got to meet Buzz Aldrin.
Get to meet Buzz Aldrin, someone that was on the moon.
I know. His feet were on the real moon. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that.
Yeah, me too. But that whole event was just, very, very emotional. I can't say that enough. You see something that's been around for a long time. It seems like to be a theme of this show is just the closing of a lot of long time events and attractions and stuff. And this was the Space Shuttle program ending after over 30 years of being around. And
it's going to be okay.
I never actually got to see a Space Shuttle launch in person.
I didn't either.
But to see them bring the final shuttle, it was emotional.
We're gonna make it, thanks.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it.
Yeah, we got this. That's fine. That's fine. But Universal announced that Transformers was going to be coming next summer.
Yes.
Humans, you are in grave danger. I am Optimus Prime. I must warn you that at this very moment, the Decepticons are mobilizing to take over Orlando. Their plan is to destroy the human race. Orlando, the time has come to prepare for battle.
This was the worst kept secret in Orlando all of 2012 because we all knew it was coming. We were just waiting for Universal to say something, and they did in November. And now here we are, December. We still got a few more days left in December, but let's talk about what has happened up to this point.
It's probably been the biggest month of the whole year, actually.
Huge month because, as you might have heard, I don't know if you might have heard, it was just a small news story, but New Fantasyland opened. That was the big grand opening of the year.
We've all been waiting for this for years.
For 4 years.
It finally happened.
Yes, there's still more to come, but the main parts of New Fantasyland opened up officially. Gaston's Tavern, Be Our Guest, Enchanted Tales with Belle, Under the Sea, Ariel's Grotto. It all opened up officially, and it's, a couple episodes ago, just rewatched that to see exactly what we thought about it because we love it.
The only thing we're waiting on now is the Seven Dwarfs Mine Coaster.
And the Princess Fantasy Hall at where the old Snow White.
In the original Fantasyland.
Also, Test Track open. Can't forget about Test Track.
Totally cool.
Their reimagining of that attraction.
So impressed.
I love it as well. RFID Touch, they started to officially roll that out with the Touch to Pay, Touch to Enter the park, that kind of stuff. And then FastPass Plus continued testing again as well. And then also Splitsville. That opened up over at Downtown Disney.
Yes, let's not overlook Splitsville.
No, don't overlook Splitsville. And here's another opening that was kind of overlooked by all of the grand openings. Because you had on December 6th, New Fantasyland, you had Test Track, you had, at least a preview of Splitsville and announcing that it was going to open on December 19th. But one opening that was kind of overlooked was The Legend of Jack Sparrow at Disney's Hollywood Studios. That officially opened on December 6th as well, but it was just overshadowed by the whole media event.
Wow. It's hard to compete with the opening of New Fantasyland. But I have to say, I do really feel that this attraction holds its own in a way. It certainly isn't going to be, a headliner attraction.
No.
Ever. But the special effects in this thing are so cool. I understand you go in and it does, like we talked about before, it is a little bit
Dora the Explorer.
like Dora the Explorer. But you feel like you're looking at Jack Sparrow.
And it's Johnny Depp.
As in Johnny Depp. I'm not sure how they got that projection to look
it's Disney.
Unlike a projection, but it looks like he's really standing up there in that boat.
Yeah, and this is definitely, like we said, this is a more welcome addition from Narnia. Narnia was just outdated, not really that cool. So I think this is going to be a more permanent part to that soundstage of studios. I hope this is here for a long time to come.
Agreed.
Now, there was also that dragon that was spotted over at MK.
Dragon. I swear I saw a dragon.
I saw it too. Gary saw it. We all saw it. And Monsieur Paul opened upstairs in France at Epcot. And that's a look at the year 2012 or 2012, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I pronounce it both ways sometimes.
No, I don't have to pronounce it. You have to pronounce it. It's your line.
JL, don't break the fourth wall.
I don't know what you just said to me. Well, we came, we saw, and we reported for you. Are you ready to do it again, Banks?
You know what? I am. I'm ready. But covering attractions isn't all work. I mean, we have to throw in some leisure time as well.
That's right. And as always, remember to take time to look for some hidden Mickeys.
Okay. I see one.
This week's Hidden Mickey is at the Wilderness Lodge Villas. You go into the lobby of the villas and walk to your right as you face the main lobby to the Carrollwood Pacific Railroad room. On the left side of the fireplace, a classic Mickey is embedded into the stonework at about the height of the fireplace mantle. It's hard to see because it's kind of in the shadows, but it's worth the effort to find this great hidden Mickey.
Special thanks to Mouse Fan Travel, our choice of authorized Disney vacation planners. Let them plan your next trip at no extra cost. For a free quote without obligation, visit mousefantravel.com.
And much thanks to Theme Park Connection, where you can buy, sell, and trade theme park items. Visit the warehouse here in Winter Garden or online at themeparkconnection.com.
When you do, please let them know that we sent you.
Don't forget that you can watch the show each and every week on YouTube, iTunes, and Bright House Cable. That's channel 300 in Central Florida and 340 in the Tampa area.
And you can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/attractionsmagazine. And we hope you'll follow us on Twitter at Attractions and at Attractions Show. JL and I, we love hearing from you guys, so please tweet to us regularly. We love reading all what you have to say.
Please. Not to be forgotten, you can visit attractionsmagazine.com for news and videos throughout the week, and subscribe to the magazine itself. It's available in print, on the Nook, online, and in our iPhone and iPad apps. Don't forget to order our new winter issue. It's stock full of new Fantasyland photos, stories, comics, and more. Visit attractionsmagazine.com to order now.
And you can also pick it up in the app as well. It is available right now.
Well, now, Banks, we've come to the end of the road.
Yes.
2012 has come and gone.
Well, you make it sound tragic. There were so many incredible things that happened this year. I expected it to be just the beginning of an even greater things to happen here in Orlando.
Well, we're about to find out because we're heading into 2013 very quickly, and we have great momentum.
Well, shall we talk about what we could expect in 2013? I mean, we got SeaWorld's going to be opening Antarctica, Empire of the Penguin. I think it's going to be their largest expansion in their park history. Princess Fairy Tale Hall at Magic Kingdom
is coming with the updated princesses.
Oh. Let's not get started on that. The Rapunzel restrooms will be over at MK, new expanded bakery in France.
The Transformers at Universal. Details on the Potter expansion hopefully are coming our way.
Crossing the fingers, and hopefully maybe some more Simpsons at Universal. Who knows?
Could be. Limited Time Magic will also be debuting in Walt
And
Disney
I'm looking
World.
forward to that. Something new every single week.
Very exciting year.
The launch of FastPass Plus.
And the interactive queue at Thunder Mountain should be coming along as well.
Oh, then that looks. I like the little story that they have.
I love this
Barnabas
trend.
T. I can't remember the last name, but
I was going to say I love this trend in general of the interactive queues at the attractions.
I think a little bit more story to it. And one thing we can't forget, and I know you certainly won't forget, Starbucks is coming to Epcot and Magic Kingdom, and possibly even studios in other places next year. But for right now,
Yay.
Epcot and Magic Kingdom. We know how she feels about that. Yeah.
Well, from all of us at Orlando Attractions Magazine,
We wish you all a safe and happy New Year.
see y'all here. Same time, same place. Until then, get out there and
Have fun! Should old acquaintance be forgot?
Okay, that's enough.